There. I am now streaming and squeaming. And jimming and bimming. Tee.
So, is the plan to get rid of most roads for walking paths as well as blimps once we get going?
So, blimps is a bad call. I don't know how feasible this is going to be. Hello, everyone on stream. I'm Wu-Tang. I'm joined today by my friend Lynx Tetsu, another Twitch streamer, and we are going to be attempting. Of course, my frames are dropping like fucking crazy. Fuck me. We are going to be attempting a no cars challenge where we will, at a minimum, minimize the amount of vehicles that exist and work towards removing them entirely. The first thing that we're going to have to do is we are going to have to increase our population to the point where we have the ability to ban vehicles, and then we can start implementing pedestrian-only roads and the mass transit that would be required to basically enable this. We're going to have to figure out what the fuck to do about words. What is the words I'm looking for? Going to have to figure out what the fuck to do about industry and whatnot in the future. There's some things we can do, there's some things we can't, but we're going to have outside connections. Hopefully we can just do it via mass transit. That's the spiel. That's what we're doing.
Also, someone from my chat asked if you're KFC.
If I'm KFC, no, I'm Churches. And if you understand what that means I'm going to fucking shoot you.
I don't know what that means for Churches, but I do know about Holiday.
Okay, well, Church's chicken, you gon' get shot. All right, so we have a limited amount of funds because that's the way Church's chickens work. So we have a limited amount of funds in order to implement a functioning city at the beginning here. So what we need to do, and I'll just go ahead and do it, is we need to make sure that we have a functioning water system as well as functioning power. And then from there we can basically continue on with the shit we need to do.
Then I assume we need to get water to them somehow.
Yes, so water is, it's completely different from the previous game. But yeah, so we have a water system right now. You'll see I'm already laying it down. I've played the ever-loving bejesus out of this game. This is Tetsu's
So I'm
first
assuming
time.
that the waste pipe should be farther downstream.
That is absolutely correct, and as you can see, I've already implemented that. So the water lines, you just have to put mains in there, and then anything within the radius of those mains gets connected up automatically.
Okay, good. So it's all that blue then, okay.
Yep.
Still seems to be no electricity at the homes. Is that because none of the industries moved into the orange section?
Essentially, yeah. So what we can do is we can continue to place. So like I just placed commercial zoning. There is some commercial demand. You can see down next to the city name, there's those 3 bars: green for residential, blue for commercial, and then the orange is either industry or offices. There is some demand for industry, or excuse me, for commercial. So by placing that commercial there, hopefully somebody will move in there shortly, and then that'll help connect up the, there you go. You can see if you switch over to the electrical view that it's already all connected up.
Oh, nice, perfect. Oh, yeah, because someone finally started moving into the industrial zone.
Yeah. So what we need to do is we need to build out on this side of the city, essentially enough residential, commercial, and industrial in order to put us in the black in terms of weekly income so that our money goes up. If you notice right now, we're at negative 431. Hopefully, we'll be able to overcome that and come out of that negative because we don't have access to loans yet. So now it's kind of a waiting game. And essentially we can continue to place zoning.
We get access to toll booths.
Not for a little while. If you click over on the left you'll see there's a above the timeline, there's an areas thing if you click on the Earth, but to the right of that, there's a milestones button. If you click on the milestones button, it'll show you.
Okay, so we get a school and a landfill next,
Yes, we'll get a
and then we
school.
get services, police departments. Okay.
Yep. So then we'll get that. You'll get access to a second loan. We might actually have access to a loan now. I'm not sure. But then you'll get access to districts, district specialization, service policies, so on and so forth. The roads, I believe, is going to be somewhere in the tiny or boomtown is going to be where we're going to start to make our money. Because even though we don't have DLC installed for this exercise, we should have access to some of the DLC roads, specifically the pedestrian roads. So my hope is that we can come out of this hole we've dug ourselves by spending too much money too fast. It always happens. Don't worry about it. And then we can start with the no pedestrian shit on the other side of the river where those roads are there.
Mhm.
That's my thought. That's my hope.
And we can fill it full of roundabouts.
We wouldn't. I don't think we would need roundabouts if we don't have vehicles.
But doesn't mean we can't. We could put parks inside them.
We could put parks inside them.
Update the happiness. Put like a bunch of like stupid stands and shit inside the roundabouts.
So the good news is that we still have demand, so stuff is still filling up here. We can zone a little more industrial. And hopefully that'll move in, and then hopefully soon our weekly income will be positive instead of negative. Once it's positive instead of negative, then we should hopefully be able to, then we'll get some more money, and then we can continue to expand as we need to.
And then we can sacrifice the people to Zardoz.
Zardoz. Are you streaming yet?
Yes, I've been streaming.
Oh, lovely. Have you told everyone the name of our city yet?
No, but I also did tell you someone from the chat asked if you were KFC.
That's correct.
What is the name of the city?
You should look. It's on the bottom.
Oh, Dongington.
Yes.
Nice. It looks like we have some need for some more low demand for residential. Okay,
Yep.
But the rest is full.
Yeah. And if you look, there are residential spaces that are not open right now, so we don't necessarily need to zone more yet.
We can now make any zone building historical to preserve its visual appearances by taking a new check. Okay.
Woohoo!
Why?
That's good. Maybe you like the look of a level 3 residential building instead of the level 5. Basically that.
So we've unlocked healthcare and we've just got a bunch of money.
Yes,
Should
that's
we put
correct.
A clinic somewhere?
We should. Why don't you put it somewhere in the middle of that residential square that we have right there?
Okay. Can clinics go in residential?
Yeah, you can put them on any road. And for a smallish fee, you can actually move them later down the line. Placing services actually stimulates demand as well. So placing services while balancing the cost of those services versus the income that we have is very important. So you notice our income right now is sitting at $122 weekly.
What does the top and bottom do for the budgets for each item?
The top and bottom, stand by.
When you go to the budget, each bar has a top option and a bottom option.
When you go to the budget, here, let me go over to the budget. So the top is during the day, the bottom is during the evening. So let's say...
Okay, so like you can increase the budget. So like, say as for example, there's probably less need for electricity and water during night in theory.
Probably electricity, especially if you're not heating homes, which isn't a feature of the vanilla
garbage?
version.
Garbage doesn't matter during night. The trucks aren't going during night, right?
I think they do run 24 hours in this game.
And what about the education?
Same thing. I think
24 hours.
I don't know if the simulation is strong enough to say people are going to school during the day and not going to school at night.
Fair
Let's see. We have access to loans if we absolutely need them. We have a $20,000 loan we could potentially take now. I don't think we need to at this point.
So the medical clinic, the budget is all about how many vehicles they have at their disposal. Is the medical clinic a hospital or just a clinic?
It is a clinic. However, the way that medical works in this game essentially is that if someone is sick, an ambulance will go and pick them up.
Odd.
I've renamed the clinic.
We can control taxes.
Yes, we can. I would not recommend raising taxes currently. We're doing just okay at this point.
Hey, we can take a look.
There we go. Alright, so let's...
You know, there have to be people who have min-maxed, who know the whole min-max for the entire budget.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I may have been one of them in the past. Here, I'm pausing for a second because... Come on, damn you. There we go. Unpaused. Didn't want to deal with all the whinies getting all bent out of shape because I cut off power to the sewage release. Right, we've got enough space there now, so now we can...
I hope you enjoy the name of that road. I changed it for you.
Dong Street. I'm more partial to Prolapse Pass, sir.
You should save a name that good for the main road.
There are no roads. There will only be pedestrian roads. Actually, here, do we even have the...
Oh, you already named it Prolapse Pass.
Yes. Yes, look at all the names of the roads. Click on the clinic and look at the name of the clinic. You can even name people's houses. Here.
God.
Look at the name of the home to the immediate right of the... There you go. What do you mean not enough money? Damn it. I don't know if you're familiar with the Spiffing Brit, but he found basically an infinite money glitch where he created an industrial zone and he created a residential and commercial zone. And the only way for people to go through or to go from one zone to the other to get to work was to pass through his ticketed park. So he was charging people $50 to walk to work and $50 to walk home from work. And the entirety of his city had to do it. It was fucking hilarious.
Hasn't he also done one where like every road was just like 80,000 tolls?
I don't know, to be honest.
I'm pretty sure like he bought every square of land and took out every road except one going through. Didn't even actually end up building a city and just put like 3,800 tolls.
Interesting.
And it was just the traffic going through because he took all of the other roads out.
That sounds funny.
It's all residential.
Beautiful.
And then we put a single home directly next to the poop pipe.
We can do that.
We could, it shouldn't.
We don't even need a reason.
Yes, but we shouldn't.
We could. We don't even need a reason.
We could, but we shouldn't.
We don't even need a reason.
Penis?
No.
I mean, I don't know how you're trying to say no here. That's definitely a penis.
Nope. Definitely not. Don't know what you're talking about. In fact, I think you're trying to gaslight me. I'm calling the police.
Gaslighting doesn't exist. You made it up because you're crazy.
You see what he's doing to me, chat? Everyone F in Tetsu's chat for my sanity as this man gaslights me. You see what's happening? We have to put up with this.
Well, someone actually F for you.
Good. I love you. Whoever you are, I love you. In the immortal words of Tourette's guy, bitch, I love fucking Tourette's guy.
So what does creating districts do?
So creating districts gives you an area where you can create. Oh shit! We need to put a landfill in here. Creating districts basically gives you an area in which you can enact special policies that are different from the rest of your city's policies. So, for instance, if you had like an old town style area in one of your cities, you could make that area into a district and you could set specific old town style rules like no cars. Like you could set no cars or bikes only or blah, 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 blah.
I figured out. Let's do this.
I don't think you can. By the way, I'm going to save. I'm going to go ahead and save this in the background. There we go. Okay. Because we hadn't saved anything yet.
There we go.
There you go. Look at the name of the street at Penn Island.
Not Penis Street?
That's correct. And don't you ever fucking forget now.
You know what's funny? Penn Island was a real site, except that it was .net. The whole joke is freaking because they didn't purchase the .com and then someone else did.
That's funny. All right now.
Natural resources.
Yep, and you can see that actually Penn Island.
Fertile land.
Yes.
This is fertile land. Almost entirely. It's...
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's stupid.
He'll never know, chat. He'll never know. He'll never notice unless you point it out to him. He won't know. He will it's fucked up. Okay. But fun.
Oh, we can build canals now.
Yes, so that's another thing we could do. We could have a canal and ferry system through our town. That would be another way for us to implement mass transit as opposed to roads. Now let me take a look
here. We can also
here.
build quays.
Yes. Go ahead. Yeah. We'll find that choking.
There seems to be no power by the penis.
Yes, so if you look at what's going on there, if you click the electricity menu, you'll see that electricity availability is low. We've basically hit. This is a big on the menu. You click the electricity icon where you would go to put like a power plant or power lines, right? Up on the top left, it gives you an overview of electricity availability.
There, okay.
Yep. So, what we need to do is we need to make money for...
Could we also increase the budget for the power plant to increase the availability?
That's entirely possible. Why don't you give it a try? You'll notice that the stuff that's farthest away from the power plant loses power first. One of the things that has lost power is our poo pipe. So sewage is not being drained from the city currently.
Okay, that has increased the availability.
Excellent. Has it increased it past the demand?
Yes, poo pipe has got power now, yes.
Poo pipe has got power now.
Why are all those cars going to the poop pipe?
Are they?
Oh, I didn't see the landfill.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people driving over there to see the poop pipe.
The end game is managing transit. So I have streams of this game where I've just tried to fix a single intersection for like 6 hours. It was a fucking blast. It was an awesome stream. There we go. I reconnected it, by the way.
Someone just asked me why you crossed the road.
Because Midna's fat ass was on the other side. We're out of power again.
That
So,
tells you how many children, teens, and stuff are in it.
yep. So you notice the 5-segmented bar that's sitting up at the top there?
Yep.
Hover over that, and it'll tell you what that is. It's essentially
You need education.
so it is the level of the building. Buildings with a higher level produce more tax income for us, and you level up a building by providing the services that they require. So generally,
the industrial area has no fire department. Should I place one in there?
what you could potentially do, because we have 12,000, is you can move the fire department we have over into that area and place a second one over in the residential area to the right to basically provide double the fire coverage, or split it up and centralize it. Does that make sense? There. Let's go ahead and place.
The industrial is actually pretty decent for income considering how little there is.
Yes, it's a good moneymaker, but it creates its own problems, as you can imagine.
Yes.
That is not what I wanted.
Still waiting for the money for the fire department.
Get rid of that. Yeah, sorry, I had to throw the money down for the extra turbine there. How are we doing on water? We've still got probably a few thousand people moving in before we have to worry about it. But our water and sewage availability are still in the green, but down from being like fully maxed out.
Yes, because I dropped the budget a bit because we didn't need it.
We got 12 megs of electricity available currently. That's production over consumption. Landfill usage is at 14%, so we've got all the time in the world to deal with that. Great on healthcare. Another fire department will be very useful. Crime rate is 7%. You put 2 police stations
on buses? What?
Cutting the budget on buses is irrelevant because we don't have a mass transit system.
I know.
So we're not.
Yes, that was the point.
Okay.
Yes, we are perfect on crime because we have two police stations.
Elementary school capacity, we need another elementary school. We can worry about that later. We need a high school. We have 415 eligible Sims. That's Sims with a C. University, we don't have to worry about right now.
It's fine.
Have you seen the name of the road that's coming off of Penn Island?
I haven't wanted to.
Have you seen it?
Penis Tapeworm Way. I'm surprised you didn't use the white dirt road.
Got it. Perfect. Okay. So a very good thing to do is actually to put in K, because you can place harbors and ferry stations and any water-related items, which there are like water parks or like piers and stuff. You can place that directly on the K. Also, adding in the K kind of it will extend the land that you have. So here, I'm gonna actually, just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna place a bit of a K here, and you can see that even though the land is a slightly different elevation from the area above it, it is still providing basically a larger space there. So on this other side of the river here, the first thing we could do is potentially run a K along the entirety of it, and then transition the elevation between the land further in to the level of the K, so that there's a nice gradual slope. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, something for later. Because we are. Go ahead.
He's under what?
So actually, that could be a way that we provide a vehicle-less entry to the city. Is over on the other side. We could basically connect those two sides of that highway up to a road. We could place a bus stop on the road, and then we could connect that road to other city roads via bus-only expressways in a roundabout pattern. So people have to take a toll, like use a toll to get off of the city, or to get off in the city, and then get on the bus, and then use the bus to get to the city proper. That's a possibility. Now, another thing we need to think about is services. Services are always going to have vehicles that need to access the road. So, ambulances, fire, police, that type of stuff. So, we're never going to be fully vehicle free.
It's amazing how like Penn Island, even with both of those fire stations, seems to have such a large fire hazard.
Let me take a looky, Lou. So the reason why is travel time. The green that stems out of a fire department is based on the travel time from the fire department to the potential service area. So something
Yeah,
you
but
could.
if you notice how far it goes down towards the frickin' landfill is fine. I don't think it's really that much more like road to make two right turns.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you about that, but we can always connect fucking these roads together like that. And then if we look, there's actually now a lot more coverage on Penis Land.
There is, yes.
Yep. So this game has a huge problem. It's a big meme. Death wave. Essentially, when you build out a new area of residential or whatever, blah blah blah, all the people that move in are roughly
all
this.
in at the same age, so then they all die at once.
Yep. And so you'll see cities that have been around for years and years where suddenly everybody's dead and you don't have enough services to deal with it. It's annoying, but it's part of this game.
So next we should dam the entire river all the way across, right?
Are you familiar with poo power?
Poo power? No.
Yes. Okay. So, the water physics in this game are actually simulated. So what does that mean? That means if you have a river and you put too many water pumping stations at one area, it will actually suck up the water and stop the water from flowing down the river. I've had rivers in my cities actually run dry because I was sucking up too much fucking water at one end. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
But what that also means is that the poo coming out of the poo pipes that's real water too. So what you can do is you can dig a hole. You can dig a hole that you can make it infinitely deep. Some people, they'll do like a big tall
a poopcano, if you will.
Yeah, so they'll do like a big tall like hill, and then they'll put a big hole at the top. They'll put all of their city's sewage drain pipes at the top of that to fill it up, and then what they will do is they will put a dam across it that's basically generating power off of the shit water, so you can functionally create infinite energy by just making people eat too much Cheetos.
So basically, you can build a so you can suck up all of the water, and then just immediately after that put up a freaking water barricade, the poop pipes after that going straight into a dam to continue a giant river of poo going down while also generating power.
Yes.
Why doesn't California do that?
Because poo.